So, in your rebuttal, in response to our second warrant,
Yes.
you say that we don't specify the areas where it's going, and it only goes to cities, not renewable areas, right?
Well,
so
let's think about this logically, right? The way that you're building this power grid is through building things like you have to have like trains and stuff and like build infrastructure. Callan asked you to give an example at first Crossfire of a single rural area that got access to energy. You gave the example of Kenya, but those are probably like areas like cities that already probably had access to some energy. So what's a rural area that got access to energy?
So our card doesn't specify, but I'll give you a good reason for that, which is also what you said, which is that the BRI has no money, and the BRI is falling right now.
Well, no.
Our pay evidence, just one more thing. Yeah. Our pay evidence is very specifically that right now they are abandoning, quote, ambitious projects like a continent-wide energy infrastructure. Wait, so let me just ask a quick follow-up. Sure. If we can demonstrate that China will bring these grids to rural areas, do we win this argument?
No, you don't.
I thought that's what your response was.
No, because my first response was that you don't actually provide to me a great warrant as to why these kinds of like energy infrastructure projects are necessary, right? Your evidence is really, really vague.
Okay,
I read it.
So just to clarify, we have two burdens, right? One, we need to say that they will go to rural areas, and two, we need to say why.
Sure.
Is that okay? We have to do those things. Cool, just clarify.
Those are two of the things you have to do. But can I ask you a question?
But that's it, right?
Yeah, we'll see. Can I ask you a question?
Okay, you can ask me a question.
Cool. So you respond to my argument by telling me that China is moving towards more renewables in the status quo, right?
Yes.
So if China have increased its fuel exports by 30%, where is the evidence that they're going to increase this? Do you have a piece of evidence to tell me that they've increased exports of solar technology?
Yeah. So the Vox evidence that I read indicates that the reason why they're exporting coal right now is to do a gradual shift away from coal, right? No nations can go quick.
But how long does that you said it's gradual, right? How long does that shift take? Because we tell you that China has the biggest coal reserves of any country.
I agree. We should probably give some time frame, right? We would say that when you fund the BRI, that allows China to export the technology. That right now, China is already the #1 investor in renewables. They just don't have the ability to export it because the BRI is failing.
They're the #1 investor in internal renewables, but they're not investing that abroad. In fact,
yes,
the evidence
because the BRI is failing.
Wait, no. The BRI is not failing for China. The BRI is no, it's not. The evidence that we read to tells you that China has been getting what it wants from the BRI. They're getting ports, in Sri Lanka, in the Indian Ocean, stuff like that.
Well, Nika, this is a difference in how you see China's interest versus how we see China's interest.
Well, it's actually the South China Morning Post that tells you that Xi Jinping's primary interest is military expansion, which is why he even created this project in the first place.
But this doesn't answer what Noah brought up in First Crossfire, and our paying evidence indicates that China sees military strength as deriving from economic strength.
Well,
that China obviously
the evidence that I read in rebuttal tells you that they're using
strength.
military strength to scapegoat economic strength, scapegoat economic problems, and Callan gives you a pretty good response in First Crossfire as to why military strength is not contingent on economic strength.
They don't like scapegoating. They prefer to have a good economy. Putin doesn't like oh yeah, I hate the military.
Yeah, but right now he needs to make sure his mandate is really high, which is why they prioritize military expansion.